This is Lindsay with Readings by Lindsay, and this is my intro to a reading that you are about to see. It's not the normal type of reading that at first with this channel the platform I was kind of doing, where I was just kind of doing general readings for the collective and kind of what's going on this week or this month. It's more a reading for where you fall on the spectrum as far as what I'm calling the Great Transition. You're hearing a lot of spiritualists talk about the Great Awakening that is happening right now in our world. And yes, we are in the midst of a Great Awakening. There's no denying that. But right now, I feel like we are in the midst of a great transition. There is a lot of confusion out there, a lot of people that are not ready to be awoke yet. There are people that have been ready to be awake and have known this is coming, and other people that kind of fall in the middle. Lots of confusion out there, so much confusion out there. People are very, very confused. Some people are taking it to the extreme where sorry, I'm using my phone for this, as I do for most of my videos right now, because I don't have the proper equipment to do a high-techy YouTube channel, which I would love to be able to do. Which, if you would like to donate money to help me do that, I do have a PayPal account, and I will put the information on the screen right now. My PayPal account is Lindsay, LINDSAYN, post with two T's, POSTT, at gmail.com. And if you do make a donation, please feel free to ask a question, and I will make a personalized video just for you. If you don't want it published publicly and you want it unlisted, please leave your email address so I can send it to you. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So, there's a lot of confusion out there right now. A lot of people are kind of like, what do we do next? We've had pretty much 3 months of fear instilled in us. Some people chose not to be afraid, and that's wonderful because you're one step ahead of the game. Faith over fear is what I say. Because if you have faith and you are not fearful, fear will bring your energy vibration so low, it's unbelievable. So, if you can keep your faith and keep your vibration high, the craziness is not going to affect you as much. It will affect you, but as much as it'll affect some of the people that are just living, shaking in their boots. There's a lot of confusion out there because many people are depending on the powers that be to tell them what to do. I'm going to let you know right now, I don't see that happening. We're not going to get much more guidance from the government, and if we do, it's going to be much like the guidance we've been getting before, flip-flop, back and forth. Same thing with health organizations. Like I said, we've been having fear instilled into us, and unnecessary fear. And I stayed away from, I wanted to make a video about this, but like right prior to the quarantine, because there were so many things that I was screaming, we don't need to be concerned about our health. We need to be concerned about the economy. And that was even before the shutdown. And there's so much more. And, being that it's a couple months later, whether I say it or not now, people are going to be like, she knew what happened, so who cares what she says? It's not a prediction. But, I mean, I know people that are close to me that know, my friends know, my clients know, because I was making these predictions all along for the past, since December. And I'd say probably 90% of them have come true. So, I will make more videos, I think, from now on, based on what's going on. But the first thing I wanted to touch down about this transition, all the confusion that we have in the world right now because people don't know what to do. I'm going to tell you right now, quit listening to the media. quit listening to the government, because they're going to keep backpedaling on you. They're going to say what they need to say for their agendas. They are pushing agendas, and I know I'm going to get slack for this. I'm not trying to make this, this is not about Democrats. This is not about Republicans. I'm telling you to think spiritually. I'm telling you to think intuitively, and I'm telling you to think for yourself and logically. We cannot think clearly if we are in fear. We cannot think clearly if we are in chaos. And that has been one of the biggest problems the past few months. People are not making logical decisions because there is so much chaos around them. And because you can't think rationally when your mind's in chaos. You can't make a rational decision. I mean, that's why we saw the mass hoarding. That's why we saw people, businesses shutting down. That's why, you know, that's why we see so many things, like the things with the masks drives me nuts. I mean, that's why we see so many people wearing masks, but then they're wearing them under their nose, or they're carrying them in their purse. It's like, the people afraid to order out, but they'll have their groceries delivered. Things like that. It's like, it's, there's no way, we can have smaller amounts of contact, but there's no way, unless you grow your own food and you slaughter your own meat, there's no way nobody's not going to touch your food. I'm not saying that there's no virus, and I'm not saying don't be vigilant. I'm just saying there's been a lot of, in the past few months, there's just been a lot of irrational thinking that I've seen. So anyway, I don't want to get too much on this, because then people are going to hate me and be like, okay, this woman's crazy. She doesn't care about our health. She doesn't, because no, I totally disagree with that. I do think that there needs to be changes made in the way we do things. But I mean, to a point. We don't need to shut down the world. We don't need to be scaring our children walking around in hazmat suits all the time. There are there are points, but this isn't about my opinion. This is more about, like I said, the great transition that I'm talking about. We are transitioning into a higher place. Are some people going to get left behind? Yes, they are, because some people are going to choose not to make the changes that need to be made. But are other people going to ascend, and are people going to start getting along? Are people going to start doing better? Are people going to come into abundance? Yes, some people are going to, their lives are going to change for the better. Some people are going to fall off. It's all about, where are you going to stand? And we're in this transition right now where you can choose to go down one path, or you can choose to go on another path. But it's very important that you pick a lane. Flip-flopping isn't going to get you anywhere. So I am going to put this intro in front of the reading that I'm about to do. There's 3 crystals. You can pick a crystal, and that will, whichever crystal you're guided to, that will tell you kind of where you're at, and hopefully give you a little bit of guidance. If you would like to book a private reading with me, all the links are below. You can either email me at affordablepsychic@yahoo.com. You can go to my Facebook page and message me there, which is facebook.com/Readings by Lindsay. Or you can call or text me directly at 262-577-1794. Again, all of that information is below. And if you would like to make a donation, you can send that to my PayPal account, which is Lindsay, Lindsay, N as in Nicole, post with 2 T's, POSTT, at yahoo.com. And I will add that down there too. And please be sure to ask a question if you leave a donation, and I will make a personalized video for you. And leave your email address if you do not want me to publish it publicly, and if you want me to leave it unlisted and send it directly to you. Okay, well, enjoy the video and have a wonderful day. Hello, this is Lindsay with Readings by Lindsay, and I'm sure you already know that because I'm going to do an intro video before I get on with what I'm about to do right now. So, as before I was talking about, we have a lot of people that are talking about what's going on right now, a lot of spiritualists that are talking about what's going on right now, being called the Great Awakening. I choose to call it the Great Transition, and this is why. And I shouldn't say this is why, because in my intro video that I have not recorded yet, I feel like there is a lot of confusion. So I feel like a lot of people are transitioning into this Great Awakening, and whether some are going to be completely left behind, some are going to take a minute to get it, and some might be already there and saying, come on, let's go. There's still some kinks that need to be worked out. And obviously I have already spoke about this because I am going to edit this video and put my take on that from the beginning. So this is the card reading that I promised in the first portion of the video. And what I want you to do is pick one of these three crystals. We have the amethyst crystal, so that's going to be pack one. We have the chakra pyramid crystal, which is actually multiple crystals. It's, you've got the amethyst, you've got the lapis, you've got the emerald, you've got the obsidian, you've got the citrine, you've got the carnelian. So, and, of course, like it's all wired together in copper because this is a chakra pyramid. So I just used that one right there because I'm not in my studio, I'm in my room, and that is what I had on hand. And then I also have blue calcite. So pack number 3 is going to be the blue calcite. So whichever crystal you are drawn to, pick that as your pack, and let's get on to another reason why I'd rather be reading these in my studio, because doing it on an ottoman, they kind of flop around. But, go ahead and pick which crystal or pyramid that you want, 1, 2, or 3, and let's get on with it. So, as you can see, I'm using my phone. I'm trying to get my YouTube channel up and running, but right now the only recording device I have is my phone. So if you would like to, I'm going to eventually start a Patreon account and do videos on Patreon as well. But for now, if you would like to donate, my PayPal address is Lindsay, Lindsay, and post, POSTT, @gmail.com. So if you are kind enough to want to leave a donation, you can do so there. And feel free to ask a question, a single question, and I will make you your own private video and post it on here. And if you would like it to be private and unlisted, please be sure to leave an email address so I can send it to you. So, okay, so amethyst, people. Your first card is going to be your life purpose card, is let go. So we're looking at the theme of letting go. Your tarot cards, I'm using the Vice Versa Tarot deck, which is a very complex deck, but I'm not here to talk about decks. I'm here to give readings. So, and your foundation card is Miracle Healing. So we'll put that up here. I'll get to that too. So let's look at the tarot right here. So first of all, the theme is letting go. You're definitely, and wow, look at that, all major arcana cards. Everybody has big changes going on right now, but I would say your life is about to do a complete 360 if you allow it. You really, looking at this, you need to let go of just about everything that you know. However, there's Tower cards not here, but it might as well be. There's a lot of toxic energy in this deck. So let us start with the Justice card. You have the Justice card. And it's not the reverse side. It is the actual, I guess, front side, if you want to call it. So what we're looking at here is you have been going through some things for a long time, and you know what the difference between right and wrong. You're not a sociopath. You're not a psychopath. I mean, everybody has narcissistic traits in them, but you know the difference between right or wrong. Now, this can, because this is a general reading, this can go both ways. You could, because we do have the devil card here too, you could be the person that's living their life completely on a bad path and you know it's time to change it around. Or you can be stuck, as looking at these cards, it looks like you could be very well just stuck in a situation you know you want to get out of, but you can't get out of. Or not that you can't get out of, you can get out of. This is, you're not leaving. What I'm feeling is basically because of security, maybe financial reasons, housing reasons. There's a lot of fear here. Fear. There's a big change, a big transformation. There's that word that's happening, and you're not quite ready to let go of it yet. Let go. Bottom line, you're going to have to. This has been going on for quite a while, and also I want to point out the Scorpio symbol here. There is either you are a Scorpio or there's a Scorpio in your life that's causing you some major distress that you definitely need to walk away from. And if you are a Scorpio, this is pointing to you that there are some major changes that you need to make in your life, and they may not necessarily be because you're trapped from somebody else, or you could be the one trapping somebody else, or you could be the one just making a lot of wrong choices. I'm even going to bring up drug addiction and alcoholism. There could be something, or even abuse of any kind, and you know it's time to stop. And you've been doing this for a while, or you've been in this situation for quite a while. You've been making these mistakes for quite a while. There is definitely confusion going on here. There's a confusion going on with everybody, but like I said, this is like what I want to call the time of the great confusion. But there's been some confusion for a while. You've been doing this for a while. You've been in this situation for a while. You've been knowing that, it's time to do something different. But you have not done it differently because there's a spiritual aspect that, like I said, right from wrong. And then there is the physical aspect where it's the time and the place and day to day and here and now. This is what you need to do. It's kind of like, well, it's procrastination. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. The time is here. It's time to cut the rope off of your self-made tower, or whatever you want to call this. It's this hanging thing. Let yourself down and live. Also, this is the card of judgment. So there are going to be people that are going to judge you, whether it's good or whether it's bad. It's not about what people think. It's about what you think about yourself. We have the devil, and this is the opposite side of the devil. The devil is distracted right now. There are some toxic things, definitely toxic things going on in your life. So toxic situations you're in right now. You are doing things totally the wrong way. However, you have right now is the time. You have the opportunity to get out. And I'm going to show you right now with your foundation card being miracle healing. Don't ask why, don't ask how, just do it. Everything will be fine. Everything will work out. Now is the time. Again, I'm going to go back to a lot of confusion. Yes, it's confusing. Yes, it's scary. But that word miracle, miracles do happen. You can get out of this. And if you do it, you're going to be surprised at the results. I promise you. Again, I know that this isn't very in-depth because this is a collective reading. This is a very generalized reading. This is what I've been trying to steer away from on my channel, and that's why I want to get more into readings about more worldly ideas and discussions about things, not so much like, pick a card or a reading for this sign or that element, because they're very general. Another thing I want to point out too with this double card too is, again, the devil, you only have a limited time with this too. This coming on from this Hanged Man. If you continue procrastinating, eventually this devil is going to flip back around and its focus is going to be back on you. Whatever's going on in your life, whatever, you've been beaten while you're down, basically. And the devil's moved on, so to speak. And I'm not saying you're being controlled by the devil. But, there's other misery out there. And it's almost like, you know what, you're kind of been put on the back burner. So you can sneak away. It's not going to be easy, but you can sneak away. There's bigger things going on in the world right now. So you have time, and now is a good window to turn things around for yourself. So it's time. There are big changes that are going on in your life right now, though. I can tell you that 3 major arcana cards, all 3 cards being major arcana cards. I can also say that you probably are the most lost. I haven't looked at the other 2 piles, but I mean, looking at this, these are probably the people that are most lost right now and the most confused right now and don't know which way to do. They don't even realize what's going on, whether, we had this, shutdown and, everybody was, locked inside their houses or not working or whatnot. It's almost like not much may have changed for these people because they were already down. You have a second opportunity right now. Take it. But in order to take it, in order to get that miracle healing, you have to let go. You have to let go of your current situation, of the way you've been living your life for the past however many years. Okay, so we've got that. Let's go on to the chakra pyramid, people. So you have the children card. So this doesn't necessarily mean you're a teacher. Your life purpose doesn't mean that you're a teacher, or you could be a parent, or that you even have children. But but we're gonna look at that. We're gonna remember that, simply because I want to look at these cards a little bit more and go back to that and explain why. So the strength card. So you have major arcana card too, as well. The 5 of Wands, which is a battle card, but not a battle in the sense that, and the visualization card would be your foundation card. So not a battle in the sense that you're battling something. A battle in the sense that, you don't even know what you're fighting for. There's nothing to be fought for. But let's start with the strength card, shall we? So you have, over this time, this period that we've had over the last few months with this craziness that's been going on in our world, you have built up an inner strength within yourself that you probably didn't know you had. You have realized you can do things that you didn't know you can do. And you also have had time to slow down, think, and maybe get some priorities and ideas straight. This is good because it's allowed you to start questioning maybe the powers that be, maybe people in your life that you thought had more control or more strength or more power than they did, and your inner power has come out. And you're realizing that you are in control of your life. This is your life. This is your soul purpose. This is your karmic purpose. Moving along to the 5 of Wands, like I said, there is still going to be some confusion. There's still going to be people that are going to argue with you about what I feel are your ideas. Because with this, I want to tell you, what I'm picking up here is a lot of logic. You're starting to listen to logic and not so much fear. You're starting to come out of that fear-based mentality that so many people were in, and some still are in. And you're starting to come out of that. So you're going to have people that are going to disagree with you, but it's not going to matter so much because the battleground is completely equal. And not only that, but you have karmic and mental and energetic and high vibrational strength to where some of these lower vibrational people that are still living in fear are not going to be able to beat you, because they still have that lower vibrational energy that's coming from fear. Not saying that they're bad people, not saying that you're going to stop being friends with people or you're going to make enemies. The saying that comes to mind here is you can't argue with stupid. I'm not calling these people stupid, but it's kind of that concept. It's like you're just going to have to go on and live on your higher frequency, and you're going to realize you can do that and just kind of let others do what they have to do, because everybody is in a place right now. Like I said, I think this is the great transition. There's a lot of confusion out there. A lot of people don't know what to do. A lot of people are very confused because everything's just, we're being told, people that were following everything that they were being told to do, now it's all everybody's backpedaling, telling them the opposite of, telling them the opposite of what they were told to do, telling them, that not just, telling them the opposite. They're flip-flopping, telling them, oh, well, just go live your life, pretend like nothing happened, or they're being told, and, almost 3 months of being in fear ingrained into them, and now they're being told, oh, don't be afraid, it's no big deal. Well, people aren't gonna, they've got fear ingrained in them. People aren't gonna just come out of that fear. So now they're waiting for the powers to be to tell them what to do next, and the powers that be just aren't doing that. And newsflash, they're not going to, because they want things to return to normal. They're realizing now that they made big mistakes. And like I said, I'm going to get a little bit into that. I'm going to try to leave this I'm going to try to leave as politics out of this as much as I can. But it's very hard not to. Just even going all the way back to last year, even with the astrology and everything, it's very hard not to, because even with the astrology, there was a lot of secrecy in the houses that revolved around politics, and health. So it's kind of hard not to, but I'll do my best. But yeah, so you are going to meet some resistance, but it's okay. We go to the Ten of Pentacles, and isn't this a lovely, lovely card? So the Ten of Pentacles basically tells you everything's going to be all right. You have abundance coming your way. And also this card, especially in this deck, comes after a time of basically quarantine. I mean, I guess it's the best way I can put it, because we were in quarantine. It comes from a time when you were basically keeping to yourself, hibernating, kind of being the hermit, locking yourself away in your tower. And you can even see with this card, I know I have the glare, but there's a tower in the background. If you knew this deck, you could see the card before that actually was a tower that somebody was hiding themselves away in. And now these two people have released themselves from the tower, and they have come to this wise man who actually, on the other side, it looks like he's, very wise, and has, he's loyal, and he's got this dog, and his throne looks like it's in great shape, and he looks like he's a lot higher up, like he's a lot more powerful than what he really is. If you look at his throne now, you can see it's actually tattered. There were things hidden. So they're coming to this person and saying, is it okay for us to do as we wish now? But really, this person, be leery of the people that you talk to, because not everybody's going to have the answers. There's a lot in here that actually has to do with your own intuition. Follow your own intuition, because karmically, you're there. You know what's best for you, yourself. You know what to do next. Yes, there is confusion, but you're probably one of the least confused groups of people out there, because you know what to do. It's just you kind of have to go on intuition right now, and you have to work on your higher vibrational energies, because like I said, right now is a time of confusion and people not knowing what to do because they're waiting for someone to tell them what to do. When really, like I said, these people that we give so much power to really aren't any better than we are, and they don't know any better than we do. Okay, so visualization is your foundation card. Again, look at all the water. That definitely speaks to intuition. And also visualizing a world in which we can live in, or in which you can live in, to where you're happy and is to whatever normal you want normal to be. And again, starting whatever opportunities you want, it's all yours. Also, just because things are going to pick up and start speeding up again, remember that slowing down is good. Take time to breathe. Take time to meditate. Take time to continue to build and keep your energy strong and up. Now, going back to this children card, what I get with this is this may not so much have to do with children themselves, but with future generations. Building, right now, we're at a crucial point in the world for building our world for future generations. Here's a simple, and I know I'm probably going to get slack for this, but do we want our children, our great children, our grandchildren, and our great grandchildren to live in a world where everybody's wearing masks and that's just the way it is? Or do we want to try to get back at some point into living, we're washing our hands and, better hygiene and being a little bit more vigilant is better. Do you see what I'm saying? Different, being cleaner, restaurants being cleaner, just being more mindful. And this is a life purpose card. So in this group of people, this is your purpose, keeping these energies high, keeping people on strong and on a, an equal ground, and, keeping that fear energy away, creating abundance, but not putting too much into one person or another group of people that, say they are the source. They are the ones that make all the rules. They are the ones because they say so. Media, politics, even doctors, I mean, scientists, people with money, corporations and millionaires, those are the ones that you got to watch out for, which again falls into politics, but let's just stop that. I mean, you see these designer companies making masks out of their scrap materials and they're selling out. Man, you think that these companies aren't loving it? They're making money out of their garbage and they're making trends and fashion statements because everybody wants to wear a mask. And guess what? The CDC has now come out and said that those masks aren't going to help you. And as a matter of fact, I've been saying this since the beginning and I know I'm going to get slack from this. Those cloth masks never did help anyone. They are a false sense of security. Viruses can still get through them unless there is a filter, and an actual medical filter, not a coffee filter. I've seen people say that. The viruses and bacteria can still get back and forth between those masks. If you can't breathe, if there's a filter and you can't breathe in that mask, that's the only way. It's a type of mask that's protecting you. And those masks should be left for medical people that actually know how to use them. Because guess what? As soon as you move that mask so you can breathe, or as soon as you touch that mask, or as soon as you do anything, put your hand on that mask, it's done. It's no good anymore. You've now contaminated it. People keep their masks in their purse. Defeats the purpose. It's contaminated. It was in your purse. You keep money in your purse. Your purse is dirty. Women, dirt builds up in those purses. It's dirty. So, I mean, unless you're carrying around, I mean, I don't want to get into this. I don't want to get into the mask thing because it's just, and gloves are even worse. I mean, medical professionals, there's a statistic out there that like only 30% of medical professionals even know how to properly use gloves safely, like put them on and dispose of them safely. I mean, and they're false senses of security. But I'm going to stop with that because that's not what this reading is about. But I do want to say those of you that picked that chakra triangle seem to be very awake, and you are going to probably be met with a lot of resistance when you say, hey, we need to not return to a new normal, but an actual normal. Vigilant, but normal. And, again, intuition right now is the best thing for you because nobody's going to tell you what to do. Nobody's going to tell others what to do, which is going to create even more confusion. Just keep your vibrations high, because people that choose faith over fear are going to be fine. They are going to flourish. And that is what the pyramid people what their cards are pretty much pointing to. So we have the blue calcite people. So this is the third deck. So light and love is your overall card. Your life purpose card is light and love. So again, bringing light and love and high vibrations. Praying, also praying. This is a big one. Praying, keeping prayers. Actually, I'm going to do this. Keeping prayers, keeping people in your prayers, praying for the world. As a matter of fact, look at that. The world is your first card. We have the King of Pentacles, and we have the Four of Cups. So that's interesting. Praying for the world, and the world is actually your first card that came up. So the thing is, it's the alternate side of the world. So for this group of people, oh, and your foundation card is inner power. Again, this is about your own power. Praying, prayer, using your higher vibrational energy for yourself and for others. But let's start with this world card because of the fact that it's the opposite side of it. The world card usually represents an end of a cycle and a new beginning. When with the vice versa tarot deck, when you get this opposite side, it's like you're not viewing it as a new cycle, you're viewing it as a continuation, like something is continuing on. And people who chose this third pile, the blue calcite pile, we are now beginning. I'm here to remind you, we are beginning a new cycle. Yes, like I said, I'm calling it the Great Transition, but it's a new cycle. This scariness, I'm not saying the virus is gone, but the scariness of the lockdown and all the craziness that we just went through for the past couple of months has now come to an end. The virus is still out there. We are going to have to learn in a world, we're going to learn. Sorry, I got cut off, so I'm going to have to restart this. But guess what? Viruses have always been here. So, and this one's no different. So, this is not a continuation. We have started a new cycle, and it's time to start viewing it that way. When we go on to the King of Pentacles, because this is a general reading and because this isn't so much a reading about like what's going on in your life, we're looking at how you are viewing this great transition and where you fall in this category. I'm not going to say this represents a man or a woman. I'm going to say this represents you. A lot of these people that picked this blue calcite have everything that they need materialistically. And they're not quite worn down. They're rested from these past couple of months. Here's the thing. I would say a lot of these people were probably people that, when people started hoarding, probably panicked and started panic buying because these people are still set. They still have a lot. However, that said, they have so much that they're ready to start sharing with other people. They realize now that maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I didn't need to do that. So a lot of these people are going to be looking to donate and give to others. Again, love and light, praying for other people, helping other people. A lot of these people are going to be giving back to the community, which is a wonderful thing. It doesn't mean that they're going to have any less for themselves, but they're going to be able to give back to the community, and a lot because they're going to realize they have a lot more than they actually need, and they may have done a little bit of overkill and maybe spent money, not money that they didn't have. Maybe some of them didn't have the money that they spent, but still materialistically did a little bit of overkill, and they're going to start giving back. There's also going to be people that are around them that are going to be exhausted. And they, again, going back with that love and light, are going to help to bring these people's energy up. Help give people that don't have opportunities opportunities. Some of these people may be employers that are going to start employing people. Some of these people may be landlords that are going to start helping people get into housing that don't have housing. I really feel like this is a humanitarian group of people that have picked these cards, because that is really that's really, especially with this central card, that's really what it looks like. Again, I'm going to go back and show you that we're still not at a continuation, though. This isn't a continuation. I want to remind you, we are in a new place. A lot of confusion, but a new place. Okay, so your third card is the Four of Cups, which tells me that there may be some depression going on. And I feel like a lot of empaths may have chose this stack, because a lot of this lower energy, sad feelings that you may be getting may actually because you're feeling the sadness in the world. You're feeling the depression in the world. You also could be feeling this because nobody's telling you what to do. You don't know if is it safe to come out? Is it not? Oh my gosh, we have to live in a new normal and I don't like this. And you feel like you may not be able to change it. But the truth is you can change it. You can change it one person at a time just by being you. The Four of Cups is very much look at the positive. Don't look at the negative. Switch your perception. Perception is going to need to be changed. And your perception will change slowly. Like I said, this is the time of, the great transition. I truly believe by fall, people will start getting a better grasp on what's going on, which is another reason why I chose to do this video on Labor Day, or on Memorial Day, because I think by Labor Day, and I'd like to do another video on Labor Day and see where we're at then, people will be feeling better. But definitely perception needs to be changed. I also feel like, too, we could be dealing with some Cancer people here, or at least people of water signs. So if you are a Cancer, you should definitely change your perception on things. Look at the positive, not the negative. Also, I feel like this group of people are going to be slow to come out of hiding or quarantine or whatever you want to call it. They're going to be slow to start acclimating into the real world. There's a lot of caution here. It's okay to be cautious. Like I said, we do need to remain vigilant, we do. But, try not to be so cautious to where it makes you miserable. If it's making you miserable, then you're being overly cautious. And your final card is Inner Power. It's your foundation.